Hello, everyone. My name is Kisha Wynn, but a lot of my close friends and family call me Kisha. And it is just an honor and a blessing to be a part of God Made a Way Mondays. Today, I will be sharing my testimony with you all in regards to how God healed my body from high blood sugar. So I hope that, my testimony encourages you and helps you trust God for, different areas in your life that you're believing Him to make a difference and an impact. So at the end of 2017, I noticed that I started feeling really tired and sleepy, and my vision started to get a little blurry. So I thought, okay, well, maybe because I'm getting a little bit older, that's why my vision may be getting a little blurry. So I went to the eye doctor, and as far as they could see, everything was fine. So when 2018 came along, I had to go to my doctor to get a physical. And a week later, everything came back normal except my A1C, which is connected to my blood sugar. And so they told me that my A1C was 9.9. So I'm looking at them like, okay. I'm like, okay, what does that mean? And so they told me that anytime your A1C level in your bloodstream is 7 and above, they consider you to be a diabetic. So I heard different stories about diabetes, how people could go blind, they could lose a limb, or their kidneys could fail, and then they have to go on dialysis, and they will have to take medicine like for the rest of their life. And so I did get a little scared, but all my life I heard faith and I was taught faith, and I believed God, and I used my faith in other areas, and I saw God move in those particular areas. So I needed God to help me get control of like my body, like my eating habits and other things that were going on. And so I remember going to my mom's house one day, and she was on the phone talking to someone, and she referenced 3rd John 2. And in 3rd John 2, I want to read you my favorite version of this, and this is from the New Life Version, NLV. And it says, "Dear friend, I pray that you are doing well in every way. I pray that your body is strong and even well as your soul is." And so the King James Version says, "Beloved, I wish above all things that you prosper, be in health, even as your soul prospers." But I love this version because it became very personal to me, because in this scripture, he called me friend. And I know everybody may know a lot of people, but being called a friend is an honor. And it was just like God cared about me. He wanted me to be whole in every area. He just didn't want me to be saved, live in a nice house, have a lot of money, and be sick. Because if I was sick, I couldn't fulfill the purpose and plans that He had for my life effectively, because I would probably be in the hospital, constantly taking medication. So I meditated on this scripture day and night, and I still do to this day. And so one day I just got up and I said, this is the day I need to just start working on my health. And I asked God to help me, to lead me, to guide me, and to give me strength. And so it was a Monday morning, and the company that I work for, we have 5 buildings. And so I said, okay, I work in building 5. And so I intentionally parked in parking lot 1, which is all the way down in building 1. And I said, I'm going to walk from that building to my building, building 5, every day. And that was going to jumpstart my exercising. And so I planned out everything that I was going to eat every day, meaning fruits and vegetables. I cut out everything that will cause my blood sugar levels to spike, to cause me not to feel good. And so I started in 2018. And like I said, when I went to the doctor, my A1C was 9.9. So they want you to come back every 3 months to check your A1C levels to see if they're increasing or decreasing. Because if it's increasing, they're going to increase your medicine. Now, let me stop here for a moment. Now, when they say that you are a diabetic, I did not receive that. But depending on your numbers, they either want to put you on a pill or give you some type of insulin, which is a shot that you would have to give yourself every day. Now, some people take both. And so my doctor, she told me, she said, well, I want you to start taking these twice a day, and then I want you to come back in 3 months. And so I came back in 3 months. My blood sugar was still, it was like 9.6. It went down a little bit, but not significantly. So I really had to make an adjustment in my eating. So as I meditated on this scripture every day, the Lord told me to increase my water intake, to eat more fruits and vegetables. And I did that consistently along with walking and working out every day. I mean, I worked out every single day until I went back to the doctor for them to take my blood to find out what my A1C level was. So it had went from 9.9. The next time that I went, it was 9.6. And then when I went back in 3 months, it was down to 8. And I actually saw a transformation in my body, like where I was losing weight and I actually felt better. But it still wasn't enough because my doctor said, I want you to get your A1C down to 6. And I said, well, Lord, what else can I do? Because I'm doing all that I can. I don't want to overdo it where I fix my blood sugar, but something else goes wrong. So he kept saying, just continue to do what you're doing and constantly speak my word. And so as I continue to walk every day, keep the word in my heart, in my mouth, in my mind, just speaking it out every day. When I went back, it went from 8 to 7.4. I was so excited. I was just like so excited. And so when it got down to 7.4, they decreased my medication from 2 times a day to 1 pill a day. And so I just kept exercising, reading the word, eating right, fasting, praying, and just keeping my mind renewed. And it finally got down to 6.5. Now, the 6.5 level is still like in the pre-diabetic numbers. I did not want to be in those numbers. I wanted to be in the fives, which is considered like normal A1C. And so I just kept doing it and doing it. And I don't remember the scripture, but where it's found, but I know that it's in Matthew where it says, go into all the world and preach the gospel. And I kept saying, I may not be a preacher, but it's things that I need to do for the kingdom. And I need to be healed. I need to be whole. I need to be complete. So I kept focusing on that scripture, still sticking with 3 John 2. And when I went back to the doctor, my A1C was 5.7. I was so excited. And so at that time, I think I lost a total of 30 pounds. And so even though it was still a little bit close to 6, I wanted it like down to like 5.2 or 5.4. So I still continue to do that, still taking my medicine once a day. And so when I went to the doctor, I told her that I wanted to stop taking the medicine to see how my A1C would be with just me working out and eating right. And she said, okay. She said, well, you can stop taking it for now, but I want to monitor you to see what your A1C is going to be. She said, because I just don't want to take you off and it shoots back up and then you're going to have to be on insulin. And so when I went back to the doctor, it was down to 5.2. And at that time, I had lost a total of 59 pounds. So, I mean, God, He is so good because I was doing my part. I was doing all that I know that I could do. And when you do all that you know you can do, God steps in and does what He needs to do. But it's still up to us to maintain our healing, maintain our deliverance by doing what we know is right. Now, I'm not going to say that I eat perfect, but I know there's some things that I don't eat. because I know that it's a little addictive and, it'll send my A1C back up. So I still monitor what I eat. I still exercise on a daily basis, whether, I go to the gym or I work out, so I still do things to maintain my health because I want to be here for a long time to fulfill the plans and purpose that God has for my life. So I hope my testimony encourages, someone today who may be dealing with their sugar. It may be out of control. It's up to you to eat right and to exercise, but ultimately, God is the healer. So you want to depend on God for everything. Talk to Him, to tell Him where you have issues like, oh God, well, I crave this. Help me not to crave that. And I'm telling you, He will do it. He will actually take the taste out of your mouth for certain things. And that's what He did to me. So again, I want you to read 3 John 2 in the NLV version. Because God, He just doesn't look at us as a servant. He looks at us as a friend and He wants the best for us. So I hope this encourages you and you guys have a blessed day. And if you have any questions, you can reach out to me. I believe my social media handles are here in the video. And again, D.A.Y Ministries, thank you so much for having me on here today. Have a blessed day, everyone.